What's up, YouTube? It is LeVar Love of Rosie Investment Corporations, your local real estate developer. And once again, I'm coming to you with some great real estate content. And I am here today to talk to you about handling tenant complaints. So yes, I am a real estate investor slash businessman that manages multiple rental properties. What does that mean? It's, hey, you have to have a team, you have to communicate well. There are a lot of things that go into that. But with that being said, listen, regardless of how good of a landlord you are, how good of a property manager you are, whatever the case may be, you're gonna have some tenant complaints. That's just the reality of it, right? It's not the fact that you have the tenant complaints, it's how do you handle them that's important. So I want to take a couple of minutes today, give you some great information on how I've been successful in my business in handling tenant complaints. All right. But before we go there, I need you guys to like, subscribe. We really want to grow a community here. We want to get feedback. We want to start giving you guys content on things that you really want to learn about, things that can help you with your business. Hey, I'm getting phone calls. People are calling me saying, hey, can you help me? Can you answer this question about real estate? Hey, I want to do it on this channel. I want to make sure you guys get this information. As being said, I have Kath with me today. She is going to go back and forth with me because she has taken on a lot of the responsibilities inside Rosie Investment Corp when it comes to handling day-to-day property management items. So, Kath, introduce yourself to the YouTube people.
Hi again, YouTube. Hi again, everyone. This is Kath with Rosie Investment Corp and LeVar.
Right. So, if you don't know, Kath is an amazing VA. She's an amazing VA that has, over the last few months, helped me grow my business tremendously. So, Kath, once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for jumping on today and helping me communicate how we run the property management side of the business, okay? So, speaking to how you handle tenant complaints, right? So what I want to start out with is setting up a portal. It's critical. It's very important. Set up a portal, or what portal or platform, whatever the case may be. And here's why. Because I've done a video about it already. So go check out that other video. Kath, can we make sure that we put it down there and put a link to it? So go check out the video about going digital when it comes to property management. Hey, it's only about 4 or 5 minutes, maybe 6 or 7 at the most, but it's great information, how it's benefited my business. Take a look at it. I think you will definitely gain something from it. It's not a waste of your time. Now, after you put that platform out there, after you went digital and you have that resource for your tenants, let's talk about something else that you can do to handle the tenant complaints. The reality of it is the best thing you can do to get your tenants to stop complaining or not provide a complaint is to fix issues. If you get a tenant reaching out and there's an issue at the rental unit, address it, take care of it, right? Now, some complaints, I'm just going to be candid, they're going to be extreme. It might not be within the scope of what you can do in that property, but that's when you just really have to have a really good conversation with the tenant. So, Kath, maybe you can speak to, because we've gotten a couple of complaints, I know we have, in the last couple of months. Maybe speak to how we handle it, how does that look, how does that work?
Well, for example, let's have the ones we have outside Chicago. We have these properties in Nashville. And in order for us to, of course, address all concerns, all repairs that the tenants requested, we hired property managers on our behalf, of course, to take action on those repairs. So what we did is communicate with those property managers whenever we receive this work order requests on the portal. Or, for example, if the tenant wasn't able to post all the repairs and just send us a message, we are directly communicating this to the property managers. And also, we follow up on these property managers whenever, for example, they got the schedule with the serviceman, or they will visit the property so as to give the tenants a heads up that someone's going to visit the property to make the repairs.
Gotcha. Thank you for that. So, hey, number one, if you get a legitimate complaint, you get a legitimate request from a tenant, you got to fix it. You got to take care of it, and within a timely fashion, I would say, right? What's timely? What's realistic? I'll give you some examples, right? So in the middle of the summertime, if the HVAC unit goes out, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It might be 4 days before you can get an HVAC guy, a technician out to take a look at it. So you have to communicate with the tenant, let them know, hey, I want to get this issue looked at. I want to get it taken care of. However, this is the lead time or time frame that we have before we can get a technician out to look at it, right? You want to be honest with them. You want to be upfront. You want to be realistic on the turnaround time to get this issue taken care of, right? So, which leads me to the next situation. You really want to have great communication with your tenant, right? You want them to come to you first. So, for example, ladies and gentlemen, I have several properties that are on Section 8. And not only do I have several properties on Section 8, I have several properties on Section 8 in different cities. So the guidelines, the inspectors, things like that are different. They have different criteria. All Section 8 programs are not made the same, right? Now, with that being said, what I really shoot for, my goal is to have that tenant reach out to me first before they have to go back to Section 8 or their housing authority, right? And here's the reality of it. It can be something very simple that you need to take care of. So you really want to have a relationship with the tenant where they can reach out and, hold on, let me clarify. When I say reach out to you, I mean reach out through that portal. Not calling you on your cell phone at 9 o'clock at night, telling you the light bulb in the hallway is out. That means putting in a request on that digital portal that you have, a work order request, dates and timestamps it so you know when it comes in, then giving you, as long as it's not an emergency situation. And what's an emergency situation? It's 20 degrees outside in the middle of the winter and their heat just went out. That's emergency, right? That's something that needs to be taken care of immediately. However, if it's not an emergency, it needs to go through that portal. It needs to get that work order request, and you need to be given a realistic time frame to get it taken care of, right? But you want the tenant to come to you first, have the ability to communicate with you, to get the issue addressed, to get the issue taken care of. All right, what's next? So we want to keep this real simple. We want to keep this very streamlined. Last but not least, when it comes to handling tenant complaints, you want to follow up after the repair. You want to follow up after you believe the complaint has been resolved. One is good customer service, right? And the reality of it is you want to over communicate with the tenant versus under communicate, because you'll find out a lot when you're over communicating with the tenant. Now, I'll be candid with you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a real estate developer. I'm a property manager. My business, owns several properties. So I don't have time to do that follow-up. That's why I have Kath here on the call today or on this YouTube vlog. So Kath, can you talk about, what some of that follow-up might look like after a repair issue has been resolved? Give you the YouTube listeners maybe an idea of time you spend doing that. What does it sound like? So forth and so on.
After all the repair has been done, what I am doing is I make sure to connect with the tenants, not just to address all the issues, but of course to check how everything went. Like, for example, is the issue really fixed? Can you provide me any photos that the request is already resolved? Because this will somehow help us to have a documentation of all the repairs that has been done, which we can use for future reference.
Great call out. I love that. She called out the fact that she does. I see it all the time in the emails or in the file where she's got the tenant to send over pictures before the repair and then pictures afterwards. So we have proof that, it was actually taken care of. So great call out, Kath. Good job. Man, you are on top of it. All right. So, hey, I really want to sum this up. I want to streamline it, make sure you get the information. I've always been told that, listen, regardless of how much I talk, how long I talk, you're only going to retain or learn 20% of it. So I want to make sure you understand what the most important 20% of this blog content is. Now, with that being said, top 3 bullet points on how to handle tenant complaints. Number 1, make sure you have a relationship where the tenant can communicate with you directly, right? Especially if you have a tenant that might come through some other organization, for example, a Section 8 tenant, things like that. You really want to have a working relationship where they can reach out through you, through a portal, right? Or through a business line, something of that nature. Number two is fix the issue. Take care of the issue. If it's a legitimate issue, get it taken care of, respond in a timely fashion. And three, follow up. Maybe you can't do it, or if you don't have an assistant, a VA or something like that, shoot an email, right? So you can get a paper trail to show that, hey, I'm following up on this issue. I'm making sure that it's been taken care of, and you have it documented. That's very important, right? Get them to send you pictures, whatever the case may be, so you know that the issue has been addressed, and you followed up, which makes it seem, or I don't want it to seem, hey, look, you care about your tenants, right? You guys have a common goal. You want them to have a quality living space. You want to make sure that your property is taken care of. It's a win-win for everybody, right? They feel good, you feel good, and hopefully it's a long-term great relationship. All right? So if you have questions, comments, concerns, anything of that nature, put them down below. I'd love to get some dialogue going back and forth. Hey, maybe you have some other examples of how to handle tenant complaints. If so, put them down there. Kath, let's make sure we put a link to the previous video about going digital, because it helps everybody understand how to put that platform up so that their tenants can reach out to them. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is LeVar Love coming to you with the Real on Real Estate. You guys have a great day.